Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, sure everybody has seen the Material Spend event, XSLB for Trip Tucker and 7 of 9, not Jonathan Archer. As what both event calendar says it. The little one with all the color that pops up when you load up the game sometimes, and the in-game news that has the schedule on it too. So, cool. I guess this is better. I don't know why that's better, but whatever, I guess. And right on cue, I guess. Maybe it was my fault since I waited so long to say demonstrate, test Archer with Tucker. Here we go. Was my plan to do it last because I'm just not that big a fan of Tucker. I don't think he's that good. Or at least I think I haven't used Tucker yet. I don't even remember, honestly. No, because I think I did like a basic test with a full combat crew with Archer, and then I did Cerritos the next day, which are Cerrito boosting. So here you go. I'm going to try Archer, Tucker, new data. Got to have somebody in there for combat. Can technically probably do full synergy, but I'm not going to do that as of right now. Yeah, T'Pol would make full synergy. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. We'll see. Might be beating this Archer thing with a dead horse by then. I don't know. Alright, yeah. So new data. I'm going to go with Torres and Hugh for this run. And then Paris below deck. I think I'm going to plan on doing 2 runs today. So I'll probably do the Hugh and B'Elanna with this run. And then the next run I think I'll try Mariner and Tendi. And already got the disco in here already, so let's summon and start blasting. I really am a little annoyed that it's not an Archer spend event this weekend. I think it's stupid in a business sense, because wouldn't you think this month's Epic would get people to buy more packs for the spend event as opposed to last month's officer? And an officer from a while ago in an XSLB. So I think if they ran the Archer event, especially the milestone, I feel like more people would buy packs this weekend. Must just be me, though, because I'm sure their number cruncher accounting peoples thought of that, and I guess they disagree. Also, I just think it's wrong to be putting out all these calendars and schedules and then, nope, we're not going to do it. I didn't see any communication by these assholes saying, no, we're not going to run any more Archer spend events. Which, I mean, it just seems, what's the word? Dishonest. You don't tell me the schedule and then change the schedule. Not even tell you. What the hell, man? Really? Whatever. Bunch of tool bags. What am I getting? 14,000 a hit? I mean, seriously, out of interceptors already. Killed like 5 of them. No more interceptors in the system. God, I hate this bullshit. It's so stupid. Why must all the interceptors disappear? Why? So ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I mean, it really is. It's really like a screw you players. We're going to make it so you can't hit the triangle advantage. What the hell's the point of having the triangle advantage in the first place? This is terrible. Really starting to hate everything about these people. Alright, so this does not seem to be going as well. Especially not as well as the Cerritos, because what did I have? I ended up with 308,000, but that was, I did have, 60,000 from these survey ships. So, 250,000-ish, maybe. It's probably the best way to say it. And then what did I have? What did I use? I used Archer, Data, Janeway. What did I end up with? Like 180,000? Not sure I'm going to get quite to 180,000 here. Especially not if I have to keep killing interceptors. I mean, explorers. Because, God forbid, they put any more interceptors in this system. You have to kill an explorer for an interceptor to respawn. That's shitty. That's shitty. But, as I mentioned before, it does kind of maybe try to get people to dual wield, I guess. Is something I have done in the past, and I probably do it a little less frequently, since I don't really do faction hunt that much anymore. I just tear up some old ships that I have so much for. Alright, so definitely not going to win this one. 150,000, it's not terrible, I guess. Yeah, and what is this taking? It's taken... It took 5 minutes. I mean, there's your 5 minutes right there. I mean, the only problem I have with this, and I do get that we want it to go fast, but if you only get a day or two worth, because what do I need? I need 45,000 now. So, 5 minutes for 2 days worth, So you either do it a bunch, or you have to recrew a ship for a specific hostile, because you can't really use similar grinding crews with these assholes. It does take time. I don't necessarily know that it's better. I think I would much rather prefer come in here for 20 or 30 minutes and get like a whole week's worth. Rather do that. Because then it saves me from having to find these specialty ships and then find the right crew for these specialty ships or specialty hostiles. Alright, so not going to be able to hit any interceptors here, but I am removing the critical damage aspect because I'm going with Mariner and Tendi. And what the hell did I end up with here? I ended up with 154,000. I guess that's 3 days worth of single chest pulls. I don't do single chest pulls. I don't agree with having these double chest pulls and multiple chest pull options and be like, oh, that's a stretch goal. We're not meant to do that. Why the hell is it there? This is me. But I guess I'm always that guy that just doesn't... I hate it. I always want to play devil advocate. That is my first thought. Probably doing a little bit better since I'm not relying on all the crit damage, I guess. Jesus, am I going to get another interceptor to spawn? They're going to make it all battleships in here, aren't they? Giant tool bag. Giant tool bags. Giant tool bags. Oh, look, there's one. Finally. Thank you. Maybe douchebags is a right term for it. Ridiculous. I do think I might do a bit of testing not in this video, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see how things play out. But kind of interested to see what full synergy does. Maybe, what do I want to say? Like a prelude to what should happen next month is we'll get more Enterprise officers in the same group. Hopefully get one with some kind of combat ability that works. You know, Malcolm Reed was the tactical officer. I think a really good idea there would be, double shots against Zindies or something. Or maybe we'll get Porthos and his officer ability will be always chasing after cheese and it'll be impulse speed or something. Kind of funny. Definitely think it'd be good to have Porthos as one of the officers. But you also need to have Hoshi, and I guess Hoshi's really the only one you would have to have. Reed and Hoshi. Phlox the Doctor, meh. Certainly think it'd be okay for them to make a Phlox officer. I don't know that they would have to. He was kind of a weirdo. 128,000. 141,000. Wow. Disappointing. What was the other one? What did I get with these assholes? 154,000. So I actually got less with Tendian Manor. Interesting. Okay. Disappointing. Let's check a few of the battle logs out. Yeah, see, it's going 3 rounds. That's part of the problem. Not getting those critical hits. Except here. So we got 19,000 on, 19 million. Guess I just don't like why I waited so long to do a Tucker with Archer test. I don't like Tucker's officer ability. I think it has no use. At least for me anyway. You think about the particle beam delay favor, which is definitely a favor you guys should be going after. These Xindi assholes have some kind of go-home cannon supposed to fire in the first round. I think at the end of the first round, right? Actually, it's going to be one of these abilities. This one. Ship about at the start of the round, this hostile. Oh no. This one? Oh no, here, Xindi weapon. At the end of every round, this ship fires a particle beam that deals lethal damage to enemy players' ships. So there's that. So with the particle beam delay, 3 levels, 2 rounds per level. So if you do level 2, which I think is very obtainable for a free-to-play, you would get 4 rounds without this particle beam. Technically, 5 rounds because it doesn't fire until the end of the round. So you would have 5 rounds of you shooting to be able to kill the guy. Because after you're done shooting in the 5th round, their particle beam kills you. So you really should be killing these guys before round 5. You see me here with a punching up to a higher level hostile and using a loot crew I'm doing it in 3 rounds. So what is Trip Tucker doing for me? I have 2 levels of the favor. He's doing nothing for me. Mostly because the critical chance for these Zindy guys is relatively low. It's low. Okay. But that particle beam and why it's so lethal, that has a very high critical hit chance. Which is what Tucker is supposed to... what's the word? Tucker is supposed to combat that particle beam weapon. But you have a favor that does the same thing. So what's Tucker good for? Be much nicer if something useful in these battles. Which is not very happy with the way they've designed a lot of these Enterprise officers. I think it's kind of shitty of them. There's no reason to create a favor and an officer that neutralize the same ship ability of the Zindy. That's kind of dumb. Now, I haven't fought any of the aquatics yet, so it's possible Trip Tucker really shines against them, though I kind of doubt it because the NX-01 is really the only way you're going to kill any of those aquatics, so that, and I'm sure the particle beam delay should probably work against them, though. I don't know. Something I'll go over with you in, 6 months? Yeah, because there's that. It's just, and then you got T'Pol and Shran in the same group here, and it's like, their abilities ain't even useful. It's like, oh my god. Warp speed from Shran. Well, that should have been Tucker in the first place. Tucker's the engineer, right? Maybe even like a warp speed and impulse speed. Increases warp and impulse speed by X many %, whoever cares. Seems like something the engineer would be doing. No? No, we'll make him reduce your opponent's crit chance. Okay. I think I kind of would have liked to see an officer that maybe does allow you some shield absorption. And then, the game calls it shield mitigation. And everybody wants to say, oh, that goes with lore. Sure, I guess, but I'm not using the NX-01 here. And really how you would combat that would be you make the NX-01 have relatively low shields. And real low shields, which it does. So what would the shield absorption really do for you if you're using the NX-01? It wouldn't, but I'm not using the NX-01 here, so why can't I have my shields? It's just a me thing. I hate that I can't have my crit damage and my shields. I have to do this without them. It's kind of annoying. Spend all this time upgrading them. You buy a pack for this, I buy a pack for that, and it's like, nope, you can't have none of that stuff. Oh, that's cool. Bunch of dickheads. Not that I specifically bought a pack to, for shields or crit damage, and just saying people do spend money on this, and then you take things away that they did spend money on. I don't see how that's a good business practice, but whatever. Summarize this here. I did 2 runs here against these 53 Zindy Reptilians, both with Archer's Captain Tucker on the side and New Data on the side. Really, the only difference between the 2 runs were Hugh and Torres below deck on the first run, and Mariner and Tendi on the second run. Notice the difference there. I'm dropping my reliability on the hull breach and a critical chance, which these guys reduce your crit damage. Now, why I'm having so much success with the hull breach and the critical damage and the crit chance, when I'm running that crew, I do have a Max Torres. I spent a lot of event store currency getting her up to tier, I guess 4.5 technically, when she was in the event store, and then several events after and a battle pass, actually. not a battle pass. Treasury. The treasury last month had like the rest of my Torres shards, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit more success with that than you are if you do not have a Max Torres. So you may need to kind of ignore that until you get a Max Torres. But I will tell you, it's really nice having Max Torres. Guaranteed hull breach. Okay, she has to proc every round. 100%. I'll take that. Yeah. But as you saw, with the Tendi Mariner below decks, only 141,000. And with Hugh and Balana below decks, 154,000. Yes, I mean, those are okay numbers if you are a one chess pool kind of person. Perfectly allowed to do that. I kind of disagree. I think these loops need to be easier so we can get more of this loop. Just because there are so many loops now. This isn't 2-3 years ago when it was like, oh, it was just a Borg and a Swarm and a Stealth. There's so many specialty loops now, and it's getting annoying. So players getting boatloads or shiploads every run is really should be seen as more beneficial because reduces the frequency that they need to recrew their ship and go get this loot. Because there are so many loops. You gotta get people to engage with these loops. Otherwise, stop spending so much money on these loops. Right? But anyway, I mean, I don't think, at least for me anyway, having Trip Tucker on there with Archer actually performed better. I think I was getting, what was I getting the first day? Didn't I get like 180, 170,000? Getting 20 to 30,000 less now. I don't think that's as good. That is an opinion. Now, it did go fast. I was able to get, I don't even remember. God, I forgot the numbers already. 135, 150 million in 5 minutes or less, which there's your time factor there. There is their, reduction in time of grinding that they were building up. Can work with Trip. He could get you that. But then again, you would have to do many more runs. Not a huge fan of that. That is a personal opinion. Maybe comment. I did the same thing I did yesterday. I want to ask you for comments and I say combat again. I don't know. I guess I got combat abilities on the brain because these Enterprise officers apparently have none. Very annoying. Though I guess that does go with the lore. Whatever. Comment below. Do you like using Archer with Trip Tucker with Archer, I guess is the right word. Do you think the synergy is getting you a more prosperous run, whether it's time or loot? Really either or there, because some of that benefits you. Or do you want more combat effectiveness so you can kill a few more hostiles a run and therefore get more loot a run? To each his own, really. Depends on what you, the player, really want. But it is nice that we got some options. Just don't have any options where can increase your combat effectiveness and your synergy with Archer yet anyway. Hopefully Malcolm Reed next month will help that. Be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.